for my other channel, but I don't know if I'll post it or not. But I know a lot of people in the ASMR community come out here because they have some anxiety or some depression, and they need some kind of an outlet or some kind of comfort and some kind of thing that they can't get anywhere else because it helps them to feel better. And that's definitely true for me when I'm feeling sad and anxious. Sometimes I listen to an ASMR video so I can feel a little bit better. And I'm here to tell you guys that right now I am definitely feeling some anxiety and depression because my life is really stressful this term and it's really being hard on me. And so I've been crying a lot. I've been having a hard time going to sleep. I've been dealing with some tough times. And I'm here to tell you, if you're dealing with some tough times, that I can at least understand what it feels like to have a tough time. Maybe I don't understand your tough time, and maybe yours is way worse than mine, or way less worse than mine. But that's not what's important. What's important is that anxiety and depression don't really discriminate. And they can come from stresses in your life, or they can come because your brain just gets a little bit sick. And you know, I had a cold last week, and I couldn't really help that, you know. No one just said to me, oh, just pull it together and get over it. So you shouldn't feel that way about your anxiety and depression. You know, you can't always just pull yourself together and get through it because your brain is a little bit sick when you have an anxiety or depression. That's the way it is, and that's okay. It really is. I have a tendency to kind of beat myself up when I'm feeling depressed. Like, I need to quit this. I need to stop crying. I need to get over it. I need to get my shit together. But that's not the healthiest way of thinking. And, you know, you need to be loving to yourself. When you have depression, a lot of your mind is kind of against you. And it's saying, you're bad. You're not good enough. You're not strong enough. You're not smart enough. But guess what? You are good, and you are good enough, and you are smart enough, and you are strong enough. And being strong enough doesn't mean that you sit and tough things out by yourself. Being strong enough means that you're strong enough to reach out to a friend when you need it, to book a counseling appointment when you know you really need it, to maybe, if it's necessary, take some medicine to help you feel better if you need it, to make one or two small lifestyle changes to help you get better when you need it. For me, I'm drinking water a lot. I try to drink. I just went and I got a water bottle. I said I'll drink 2 of these a day. And it's not perfect. I'm not doing a perfect job, but I'm doing better than I did yesterday. And that's what you should shoot for. If you're really, really in a dark place, you're not going to go straight back to being some peppy motivational speaker tomorrow. You know, who's that jazzercise, that really flamboyant jazzercise instructor from like the 80s? Oh gosh, what's his name? Well, guess what? You're not him, and you don't have to try to be him. That's not the goal. The goal is to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. If you have a hard time getting out of bed, why don't you get out of bed and put on on some makeup or style your hair or have a nice hot bath or shower. And then you can go back to bed. It's okay. When you have depression like me, you have to engage in self-care and self-love. That's a baby step you can make. If you know me well, you know that the better my makeup is, the more dead I am on the inside. And that's a way that I cope with stress, is I just sit in the bathroom and I do my makeup really, really nicely, because that makes me feel good. I like to take time with myself alone doing makeup because it makes me feel better. And if that's the only thing I can do in the morning and I have to go sit and, take 5 after that, I will. And so should you. Maybe you like to cook a little bit. Why don't you go make yourself an omelet or something? Or maybe sometimes cleaning helps you to be less stressful. I left my messy clothes in the background to show that I don't have any secrets to hide from you guys, and I don't want to seem like my life and my house are perfect when I'm depressed, because I don't think that's helpful to anyone. And if you looked around, I have books everywhere and some dishes, and maybe my place seems clean to some people, maybe it seems dirty to some people, but for me, it's kind of a mess. And it kind of matches my brain right now. And that's okay. There's a really good website called Unfuck Your Habitat, and they're on Tumblr, and they help people. It started out as just some way to help people clean, but a lot of people with chronic pain and depression and anxiety issues really, really latched onto it and found something that helped them. And keeping in theme with the baby steps, Unfuck Your Habitat has people do 20-10s, which is 20 minutes cleaning and a 10-minute break. And even if you can only do one, that's awesome. Even if you can only do 5 minutes, that's awesome, because 5 minutes is more than 0 minutes. So maybe if you feel like cleaning up would be something beneficial, then that's something you could try. And there's lots of other things. I have a Fitbit, and it helps me track how much I walk in a day and how much I sleep at night. And I really like it. You can get even more affordable fitness trackers than the Fitbit, and set a goal for yourself and try to meet that goal every day. And even if you don't meet it every day, you'll meet it some days. And as the weeks go by, maybe you'll meet it more days than you don't meet it, and then maybe you can meet it every day. When you're having anxiety and depression, it's all about baby steps. You have to push yourself a tiny bit out of your comfort zone, just a little bit more every day as you can. And that's what I'm doing right now. For me, school is a really, really big stressor. And if I do homework in a day, I say I did something, and that's better than nothing. And I did more than I did yesterday, and that's an improvement. And I'm not struggling because I'm unintelligent, and I know none of you are unintelligent. You're struggling because you're having your brain a little bit sick, and it's okay. yourself. Sometimes I'm hard on myself about it, but it's something you gotta take one day at a time. You know, my partner said, one day at a time. Astrid, one day at a time. And things will turn around. They usually do. A year from now, the things you worry about today might seem like a lot less scary and a lot less threatening. And that thought process might help some people. It might not help everyone, but for me, I find that helpful. And remembering that almost everyone goes through a period of depression in their lives, some of us more than others, might help. And practicing self-love. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself a bath. Do your makeup. Get a haircut. Do your nails. Buy a new shirt. A scarf. Get some new perfume or cologne. Go get a massage if you can afford it. Do some things that take care of you. Make sure that you're eating enough. My stress response is to not eat enough, and I'm pretty sure the other day I got hypoglycemic and I had an anxiety attack, and it was really a bummer. And when I have anxiety attacks, I just say, okay, there's emotional me, there's logical me, and emotional me needs a big hug right now. And emotional me is telling me a lot of stuff that probably isn't true. So logical me needs to step in and say, okay, this feels horrible, but we are just gonna sit and wait, and we are gonna grab some food, whatever food's here, and eat a little bit, and have a little bit of water, and wait a few minutes, and repeat. We're gonna find something like we like to watch on Netflix, or some YouTube video we like Astrid's ASMR videos. And we're gonna watch it, and we're gonna wait, because our feelings are at a 10 right now. But if we wait, they're gonna slowly go down. You know, I don't think anyone has ever stayed in some kind of anxiety attack for forever, you know. Usually it lasts a few minutes or a few hours, but it passes. It doesn't make it less important or less fucking awful when you're going through it, but it does go away. It does subside. The tide goes out again. Tide comes in, tide goes out. You can't explain that. But yeah, if you're feeling depressed, I'm in the same boat as you, my dear. If you're having some anxiety attacks lately, me too. I find that on top of, sharing that people should take baby steps, and sharing that people should do things that are promoting their own health and their own care, I find that I feel responsible when I have depression to share it with people, because there's kind of a stigma, and you might be afraid to tell people that you're having depression or anxiety. And dealing with my professors, I can't just say I didn't get that assignment done on time because I am having anxiety attacks, because they're going to be like, well, but were you throwing up? And sometimes that's what happens in society. That's the way our society is built. And that's a bummer. And not everyone's going to do that. And sometimes people are going to be understanding and work with you, and sometimes they're not. But you need to be understanding and work with you. find intimidating or scary, and you might be looked at differently after you share that with people. And I hope that I'm not stepping on toes and comparing the two, because I know they're very, very different, but they do have some of those similarities. And that makes talking about depression hard. It makes talking about anxiety hard. And again, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying here. I'm not trying to, compare apples to oranges or anything. But yeah, I find talking about my depression is something that helps me, because I know if I can share something I'm going through with other people, and maybe they feel better because they know they're not alone, and you're not alone, then that's really, really, really good for me. I just had a funny burp. Did you hear that? I hope not. As a funny aside, if you're still listening and not asleep or on watching some cat videos, as a funny aside in all the seriousness, my boyfriend cannot burp. He can't. We've been together coming up on 2 years, and he cannot burp. And every burp that he has just comes up like a little gargle from his stomach, and it never comes out as a burp. It's super funny. Can any of you not burp? That's way weirder than being depressed. I've met a lot more people who have been depressed and anxious than couldn't burp. And I don't know if you guys listen to Janelle Monae and Jadena, but I love Janelle Monae. She is a queen. She is amazing and so empowering. One of the things she says is, even if it makes others uncomfortable, I will love who I am. And if it makes people uncomfortable, that you're embracing that, hey, I'm a person with depression and anxiety, and we're just going to work with it. You can still love who you are. Now, Jadena, he's this suave-ass motherfucker, and he looks like God sent an angel down to earth or something. He's amazing. And I got to meet him in person, which was very exciting, because I know he's going to blow up next year. He had a song that he played at the show, and I hope it's on his album. And basically it's called It's Okay to Be a Little Bit Weird. And it is. And it was really nice to hear, and it's kind of an empowering song, because you think, if I have mental health issues, I'm a freak. If I have mental health issues, I'm not normal, I'm weird. But it's okay to be a little bit weird. It's okay to be a little bit weird. I mean, shit, you're watching an ASMR video. If that's not already weird, I don't know what is. So, my friends, are you feeling better? My channel's still pretty small at this point, so I generally can respond to a lot of comments. If you want to talk about some of your feelings down below, I can't promise that I will have time to respond to every person, or that I will even have anything good to say. But you can write, you can share your thing below, and if it makes you feel better to write it out on a YouTube channel anonymously, that you're feeling depressed and anxious support that way, that's awesome. Any step you take to find support and care is wonderful. Any step you take that is a step out of the deep, dark space you're in is amazing. You should be proud of yourself for it. You need to reward yourself, even if it's with some fudge-covered Oreo cookies like I bought myself the other day, which are very, very, very good. Or, getting a little jewelry, or giving yourself time to paint, or giving yourself time to pursue your hobby, or taking yourself out to the park like you're a cute little dog. Find a way to reward yourself. Even if all you did was get out of bed today. Even if all you did was practice some self-care today, like taking care of your teeth or your hair or your nails. Even if all you did was have the strength to wake up and look up some videos online so you can feel better. Every step you take is a step, and every step you take takes you some distance, and that distance will distance you from the really hard time you're having. Even if you have to take a lot of steps, and even if it takes a really long time, even if it feels like you have to walk to Mordor and back again, you can do it. I believe in you. Right now, I believe in me. Maybe I won't pass some of my classes this term, and that sucks, but it doesn't mean the end of the world, and I'm hopeful that most things you're experiencing right now aren't the end of the world for you either. Some people are having a harder time than me, and others aren't. We can't really compare our struggles, but we can come together like this and talk about the effects of depression and anxiety. And remember, if you're having depression, you can't say, oh, this person has it way harder than me, so I shouldn't be sad. Because that's not how our brains work. If your brain gets sick, your brain gets sick. And my brain is a little bit sick right now. And maybe yours is too. And that's okay. You guys, it was nice talking with you. And it's always nice to have you come by. And I think you're amazing and wonderful and smart and powerful and capable and strong and brave and badass, okay? Look yourself in the mirror and say those things. Tell you that you love yourself. Find good things about you. There's a lot, and I know it. Now, even though we struggle with these beasts on our back,